Hey everyone, Decent Eddie here. It's Wednesday, May 21st, 2025. Take it with a grain of salt when I say I'm at 80% on all WNBA picks so far this season. Percentages for the next several days could fluctuate wildly as data accumulates in the early days of the WNBA season. But on the bright side, it could be 20%, and it's not, and that makes me kind of pleased. So, NBA, I'm still holding steady at 81% on confident picks and 69% across all NBA games for the season. Last night was both surprising and not at the same time. The Fever was worked over by the Lynx pretty hard, and that did surprise me a little bit. Aces and Thunder both performed as expected, though. My picks are based on data, and I gave you my picks hours before tip-off to give you time to do your own research. And remember, always check matchup news and injury reports before placing any bets. Data alone can't read sports news and injury reports. That's up to you. My mission is to help beginners and those who've had some bad luck make informed picks. While you can use my commentary for against the spread and over-under bets, my data is primarily optimized for moneyline picks. When betting against the spread, remember, or on the over-under too, you're wagering on expectations of teams either over or underperforming, and data, my data, reflects actual performances, not expectations. WNBA games are starting to add up, and in time, we're going to get a better idea of what's confident, suboptimal, or dangerous. You kind of have to think of it like waiting for sediment to reach its final resting spot. So, did you ever do that experiment in elementary school where you had like a glass jar or something and it had pond water in it, and you shook it up, and over the course of the day, the different sediments would sort of sort themselves out layer by layer with the heaviest on the bottom and the lightest on top? It's kind of like that. It's going to take some time. This is the way the start of any season is going to happen. NFL, it's going to be the same way. But let's look at tonight's picks. Starting with the NBA, this time it's Pacers versus Knicks. Pacers get a they get a danger pick. I was looking at the number wrong. It's a 1.3 differential between these two teams on the danger pick, pointing to a 56% chance for the Pacers to win by the data. Sportsbooks disagree with me, and they're giving the Pacers only a 38% chance to win this straight up. Sports writers are leaning towards the Knicks, but they're not forgetting the Pacers. In my opinion, this is the game to watch. Both Knicks and Pacers went through the first two rounds of the playoffs impressively. The Knicks are the favorite, driven mostly by their home court advantage at Madison Square Garden and the unstoppable force of Jalen Brunson. While the Pacers boast the league's most egalitarian offense and were more efficient from the field and beyond the arc in the playoffs, their defensive struggles against New York's offense in the regular season suggests the pendulum could swing towards the Knicks here, especially with their capacity to get to the free throw line and the potential for Karl-Anthony Towns to be sort of a difference maker on the glass. I have to go with my data though and take the Pacers on the money line, but I may also take them against the spread for the insurance. I mean, they're being given 4.5 points. So, I mean, that's insurance, right? All right, moving on to the WNBA, and it's Wings versus Lynx. Lynx get the nod with a 4.767 differential. Like before, I don't know what that means yet, according to my data, other than it's just the number that they get. Sportsbooks give Lynx around an 88% chance to win head-to-head, and they're 12-point favorites right now against the spread. This is the home opener for the Lynx. Wings haven't been impressive this season so far, but I mean, it's still new. Everything's new right now. So almost everyone I read, though, feels Lynx are going to walk away with this game. My number says it. Sportsbooks are saying it. The question is, will Lynx cover the spread? Still being new to the league myself, I hesitate with the spread that high, but you should, figure it out for yourself. Do some reading, find out how you feel. I'm going to stay with the Lynx on the money line, even if it's pennies on the dollar, because a win is a win. Moving on, it's Mystics versus Valkyries. It's a 0.234 differential between these two. It favors the Mystics. Sportsbooks are favoring the Mystics, giving them about a 65% chance to win straight up. If this were my NBA data set, this would be a dangerous pick for the Mystic, but again, the data doesn't mean anything right now. It's all still pretty new. It boils down to Valkyries simply being weak on offense, and they probably won't be able to put up a lot of points here. I'm taking the Mystics on the money line and leaving the spread alone for now. Doesn't mean there isn't an against the spread play for you. Just figure out how you feel on it. But I'm going to wait for a few more games to get a feel for it myself when it comes to against the spread most times. Finally, it's Sparks versus Mercury. The differential favors the Mercury with the differential of 2. Sportsbooks give the Mercury about a 70% chance to win head-to-head and are 5.5-point favorites. I've read where both teams are down a player or two, and that brings in some important variables you're going to want to consider those. Still, Mercury appear to be the clear favorite heading into the matchup against the Sparks. Despite both teams facing early season injury woes, Phoenix demonstrated a dominant performance in their season opener, holding Seattle to 59 points and really showcased a strong inside game. While the Sparks have potential for significant offensive output, their struggles with turnovers and interior defense against Minnesota, combined with Mercury's comprehensive defense efforts and strong offensive debut, indicate Phoenix is better positioned for success, even with their own injuries. So I'm going to take the Mercury on the money line. But with the injuries making things muddy, I may take Sparks against the spread. I have to read more. Quick recap. Decent Eddie confident picks? Nope, there aren't any of those. Suboptimal picks? None of those either. Danger picks? All of them. It's all dangerous. Pacers, Mercury, Mystics, and Lynx. For parlays, I only recommend generally including money lines where I have a confident pick number, but I don't have any of those. Just guessing here, it looks like Lynx and Mystics are probably going to win their games on the money line. If you include those two in a two-leg parlay by themselves, your win probability is around 60%-ish. If you add a player prop or some other wager around negative 425 odds in with those two to make it a three-leg, your win probability drops between 49 and 51% in that range. I will always endorse a two or three-leg parlay with legs between negative 400 and negative 450. And a two-leg with those odds, your win probability is between 63 and 65%. Add a third leg at those odds, and your win probability becomes 50 to 52%. If you do a more complex parlay than what I recommend, treat it like a lottery ticket. Don't put a lot of money on it. I never recommend more than a three-leg parlay due to the risks of combined probabilities. Also, remember, don't spend more than 10% of your bankroll in total across all your wagers for like a wagering session, for lack of a better term. If you need help with a gambling problem, resources are in my channel's description. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell to get my picks hours ahead of time. For more, head over to Decent Eddie Picks on Instagram, or you can find me on Facebook or X at Decent Eddie Picks. You can even find me on TikTok, sadly. You'll see a deeper dive into my data, my Decent Eddie grades for all the teams, which I will update today since I reshuffled the NBA, and any last minute thoughts that I might have if I have them. Let's see what happens. This is Decent. I just spit all over my computer. This is Decent Eddie signing off. Have an awesome day.